Good evening and welcome, faculty, staff, families, friends, and fellow class of 2012 children. Some of you may remember screaming, "One more year," for Matt Barkley at our last football game. Well, that's exactly how I feel tonight. Please, one more year at USC. A week ago, as I was studying for finals, I came across an image on a new social media website called Pinterest that spoke to me. This image is simply of two circles and a few words, but I think it represents our experiences as Asian Pacific American, or APA, Trojans beautifully. Inside one circle over here are the words "your comfort zone," and inside another circle over here are the words "where the magic happens." The first way that I see this image representing our experience as APA Trojans is actually the experience of those who came before us. Our parents, grandparents, and ancestors. As the daughter of immigrants, it was my parents who left their comfort zone in China in a drastic way, coming to a place across the world with a foreign culture, language, and food, so that I could pursue the American dream. My parents immigrated to the land of opportunity, not because they would have more opportunities, but because I would have more opportunities. My mother held 2 jobs, worked overtime, and raised me as a single mother so that I could attend college in America. And there are countless more stories of the sacrifices that all of our parents, grandparents, and ancestors have made for us. Whether you are first, second, third, fourth, or even fifth generation American, someone stepped outside of their comfort zone and made significant sacrifices for us to be here tonight, graduating from the prestigious University of Southern California. I would like to take this moment to recognize all of the families and friends in attendance because the class of 2012 could not have done it without you. Thank you for being with us tonight, and thank you for your endless love and support. The second way that I see this image representing our experiences as APA Trojans is through stepping outside of our comfort zones to develop our APA identities. For some of us who came from predominantly APA high schools, attending USC may have been outside of our comfort zones because there are fewer APAs on campus. For some of us like me, who came from a high school with a less than 5% APA population, attending USC may have been outside of our comfort zones because there were so many APAs on campus. Regardless of where we came from, we learned to navigate a new environment and develop our identities as APAs. Now I understand my identity to not only be cultural, but to also be political. Through many of APAS's enriching programs, I have come to understand my identity not only as an Asian American, but also as a person of color, ally to the queer community, and citizen of the world. We not only hold a responsibility to our fellow APA brothers and sisters, but also a responsibility to our fellow brothers and sisters from other communities fighting for the American dream. This responsibility means utilizing our Trojan education to advocate for fair government policies, to speak up against acts of marginalization, and to donate our time and money back to those in need. When we step outside of our comfort zones to truly develop and understand our cultural and political identities as APAs, we can make magic happen for others. The third way that this image represents our experiences as APA Trojans is the work we have done on this very campus to advance our community. In serving as the executive director of APASA, I have had the honor and privilege of working with some of the most passionate, hardworking, and fearless leaders of our generation. I have been humbled by fellow Trojans who spent hundreds of hours practicing for culture shows that portray the beauty of the diversity in our community through dance, song, and skit. Fellow Trojans who selflessly gave back to those communities in need through service. And fellow Trojans who courageously and endlessly fought for Nisei Trojans to be recognized with honorary diplomas. When the press releases went out about USC's decision to award honorary diplomas, one particular Nisei alumnus called Grace Shiba, the director of APAA, to RSVP, and he asked, "When should I get measured for my cap and gown?" Grace replied, "Oh, no need to come all the way to campus. We can take your measurements and have your cap and gown ready for you on the day of commencement." But he insisted, "Oh no, I have to come, get measured, and try my cap and gown before commencement." Remember, these Nisei are in their 90s. But this particular alumnus, he was so excited to finally receive his diploma that he came all the way to campus, walked to the second floor of the bookstore with Grace, and stood in the cap and gown line for the class of 2012. While waiting in line, a current student walked up and asked, "Excuse me, sir, are you one of the Nisei Trojans?" That moment was so magical for both the Nisei Trojan and the current student. It meant so much to the current student to meet a Nisei Trojan after learning about their story. And it meant so much to this Nisei Trojan to be recognized by a younger member of the Trojan family. This magical moment was made possible because Trojans stepped outside of their comfort zone to courageously and endlessly fight for the recognition of fellow members of the Trojan family. So class of 2012, my fellow APA Trojans, let's celebrate the magical moments we have experienced at USC, and let us always remember to step outside of the circle over here and live in the circle over here where the magic happens. Fight on. Woo!